Alright guys, I wanted to make another video. I wanted to kind of make like a before you buy type video, sort of giving you or describing the options you have when it comes to investing in Panther. Um, and this isn't just going to apply to Panther either. This is going to apply to most swap tokens, most liquidity pools, things like Cake, Panther, Uniswap. I'm not, I didn't build these things. I don't read every line of code. There's going to be differences between these protocols, but in general, what I'm going to describe should apply not just to Panther, but to most of this kind of stuff. So I know I see a lot of people investing, and you should know a lot before you start investing. There's like basics to investing. That's a whole different video. And then there's investing in Panther or other swap tokens and like I'm going to be specifically talking about the strategies involved with that. All right. So when it comes to these swap tokens, what are the main functions? Would be farming, staking, being able to swap tokens, having a native token for that protocol, which in this case would be Panther. In Pancake Swap's case, it'd be Cake. You got Uni with Uniswap, right? So those are the tokens that kind of give all this its function, and that's kind of your middleman, what you're going to be using to accomplish all these things. So Um, I made this little poll. The only reason why I have it up is because these are basically your strategies. I have a Telegram and I made a poll and I asked people what are their strategies? What did they go into this looking for? So real briefly, I'm gonna try to keep this video short, but there is a lot to this, and it could depending on how much how in depth I get with the explanations, it could be a pretty long video, but I'm gonna try to get through this pretty fast so you can make your decision. Again, I don't give investment advice. You guys have to do your own research. I'm invested myself. This is my thought process. This is how I think about things before I put my money into them. Everyone should be doing that as well. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what your options are. You have to figure out what you want to do with your risk tolerance with your money, all right? So you got a couple options when it comes to investing in these things. You can farm right? On Panther. And what that means is you're providing liquidity for people to trade and swap between tokens. So if you decide to do that, you're gonna get rewards based on. Now this is where it can vary between protocols, right? I'm gonna give you guys the general of how this works. You're gonna get rewards based on every time somebody makes one of those swaps, you're gonna get a percentage of that because there's some fees associated with that for the most part. So every time somebody swaps, if you're providing liquidity for that, you're gonna get a little piece of that pie, all right? So that's the first option right here, which is, well, it's the first two options. So you can join the farm pool, and that would be when you pair two things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then you add liquidity. That's farming. So what happens? Like I just said, you get rewards. So then your next question is, as an investor, what am I going to do with those rewards? You could either sell them right away. When it comes to Panther Swap, you're going to be rewarded in Panther. You could either sell that right away, and by sell I mean swap it for BNB, swap it for whatever. Once you have BNB, you can go sell that for US dollars, right? Go log on to Binance, sell it for dollars, and that's a good strategy. And I'm going to go into this a little bit more in depth. Like, what do you think? Do you think Panther is going to take off and go to the moon? If you think Panther is going to do really well, the Panther token itself, then you probably don't want to sell your Panther once you get rewarded if you're farming. You probably want to hold it if you believe in the project. Or not only can you hold it, you can go stake it and compound off of that. So I'll get into that a little bit later. So the first option, when it comes to these liquidity pools, decentralized exchanges, there's a lot of different yield farming. There's a lot of different ways you can describe this. But I'm talking about Panther, Cake, Uniswap, all this stuff, right? So, what's your next option? If you choose to farm, you can farm and you can hold that Panther. So that would mean that you're more bullish on Panther. You think the price of Panther is going to rise. So you're planning to sell it later. Or maybe you're not, you don't plan to sell it ever. You should probably sell it every once in a while, you know. Everyone should be taking. See, that's more of the general investment advice. In general, if you're investing and your assets are rising, you should take profits. It doesn't mean you think Panther sucks. It doesn't mean you hate Panther. That's called being a smart investor. If you put a bunch of money in Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes through the roof, to protect that wealth, you should diversify some of those gains. I'm getting off topic. That's general investment advice. So far you can farm and you can sell your rewards right away. You can also farm and hold your rewards. All right. Now there's a whole nother option. You can stake. First of all, let me show you. This is the farms. So this is what I'm talking about right here. You can farm Panther BUSD. You can farm Panther BNB. You can farm Panther BNB BUSD. So you can farm things that you're not in Panther. You could come to Panther. Let's say you don't like Panther. You think Panther's not gonna survive. You think it's not good. You can still come to Panther and pool and farm Ethereum and BNB pairs. So maybe you think Ethereum and BNB, you just want to keep your Ethereum and BNB. Well, you can do that. And you can, so even within these options, there's even more risk assessment that you can make. So let's say you decide, I want to farm. I want to farm and I want to get my rewards. And from there, you could sell them or you could stake them. But you've decided you want to farm. Even from there, you have risk profiles. If you put your money, if you decide to farm and you put your money in a Panther pair, so Panther BNB, Panther BUSD, that means that you think at least a little bit that Panther is a good choice. Because in order to make that pair, you just put 50% of your money into Panther. All right? So if you really don't think Panther's good, but you still want to use Panther for some reason, well, you can stake something else like Ethereum BNB, or you can even stake stablecoins like USDC BUSD. Those are two stablecoins. So technically, you're probably not going to get hit by impermanent loss. And if you don't know what impermanent loss is, I made a video on that too. So go check that out. I don't want to explain it here because that's a whole other topic. But because these are stable coins, that's why your APR is lower. It's at 300, and the APR appears at 2,700. So this risk assessment that I'm telling you guys about is factored into the APR. It's factored into everything. When people make any investment, all these things are factored in. And if you're not factoring these things in, you better believe someone else is. And they're going to do better than you. So that's why you got to understand all this stuff and do your own research. And that's why you should watch stuff like this before you buy. And you shouldn't just watch this. You got to just soak yourself in information before you put money into stuff. All right. So let's get back into the more Panther related stuff. So even if you decide to farm, you have options, you have risk options. And hopefully I explained that pretty decently. All these farms are going to reward you in Panther. So from there, I already said this like 10 times, but from there, you can harvest your rewards. If my wallet was connected, you would see that I could harvest the rewards. And then you could either come here, take your Panther, and straight up get rid of it right away. You could swap it right away. Or if you think Panther's going to go up, which it is going up right now. It also goes down. It goes down and up. Everything goes down and up. So you got to figure this stuff out. You got to think about it yourself. But let's say you don't want to sell it. You like it. You like Panther. Well, you can come in here and you can stake your Panther and earn even more rewards off of that. I honestly can't explain how they get away with that. Cake does it. Everyone does it. It must be like a bank. Like when you go put money in a bank, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. You should ask Panther what they're doing. I don't want to speculate, but if you go put your money in a bank, they are going to invest that money. And um that's why you get interest. If you put money in a bank, you get interest. Not anymore because all the banks are criminals. There's no more interest to be had. That's why we're all coming here. So somehow they're giving you interest when you stake Panther. All right, so that's another one of your options. If you're staking your Panther and you're compounding it, that means you believe in Panther, okay? So the other options, you don't have to farm at all. If you don't want to farm, you do not have to farm because there's other things associated with farming, like impermanent loss. With Panther specifically, there's fee cycles. Maybe you don't want any of that. You don't have to farm. You have other options. You can just straight up buy Panther. If you go to that the swap again, the trade, and then exchange, and you have BNB or you have any of the tokens that they allow you to swap with, you can just buy Panther and hold it, just like you buy Bitcoin and hold it, just like you buy Ethereum and hold it. Now, if you're going to do that, you might as well stake. I don't see why you wouldn't stake. If you're just going to hold Panther, you might as well be earning interest off it. So that's where the staking comes into play. So another option you have when you're looking to invest in something like this is staking. Again, even within staking, you don't have to buy into Panther. You don't have to put your risk into Panther, the token. You could still stake on the Panther protocol, the Panther website, with other coins like BUSD and WBNB and Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cake. Now, you're not going to get the same APR. The APR is pretty good, though. Look at this. 458% for Cake. And Cake is pretty much proven itself to be pretty, it's sticking around, you know? Everything could change tomorrow. Can't tell the future, but um so again, you have risk assessment even within the choices you want to make. Now, the rewards, it doesn't matter what you stake. You could stake Ethereum, Cake, all this. Here are your options. You're always going to get paid out in Panther. That's one of the reasons why the APR is also so high. Because although you can manage your risk greatly when it comes to if you believe in Panther or not, you can still use this protocol and not believe in Panther and still maintain a very low level of risk. But your rewards are always going to be in Panther. So you're always going to be tied to it a little bit. And that's one reason why they can have high APRs. Same with Cake, same with all these people. So that's practically the gist of it actually. Like when it comes to your investment strategies on Panther, besides all the basics like don't invest what you can't afford to lose, blah 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 blah, you have basically four main options, and within those options, you have risk assessments and other decisions to make. So I'm just gonna real quickly go over those options, and then I'm gonna end the video. So you can farm, and you can sell your rewards when you harvest. You can farm, you can hold Panther, you can stake, and you can sell those rewards right away. You can stake and you can hold those rewards and further compound them. Okay, so I'm going to give you the best case scenario. This is how you make the most amount of money if everything does good. Okay, so this is the riskiest option. but it will also reward you the greatest. And that would be this. So this is the riskiest, but the most rewarding. What you're going to do is you're going to farm a Panther pair. Panther BUSD or Panther BNB. These two farming pairs are going to have the highest amount of rewards and the highest risk, guys. You can't get rid of that. You can't have risk. You can have risk and no rewards, but you can't have rewards and no risk. So if you want maximum gains, you have to put it on the line, all right? I'm not telling you to put it on the line. I'm saying to figure out what your plan is, and then you have options. So if you believe in the future of Panther, what you want to do is farm one of these two pairs. And then every time you harvest, you want to go to the pools and you want to stake that harvest. Once you're staking that harvest, you keep doing that. Keep doing it. Every time you harvest, you stake it again. Every time you harvest, you stake it again. Now you're stacking Panthers. Once you're stacking Panthers, you can compound them, which is basically just doing that again on top of it, all right? So you're going to be rolling in Panther. So now you are very dependent on Panther doing well, but it will also provide you with the maximum amount of gains. Now remember, you have to sell to get your gains. If you have 1,000,000 Panther, can you go buy something at Walmart? Not yet, at least. You know, you have to switch that out for something. And like I said earlier, everybody should be diversifying. So let's say you believe in Panther, you did the strategy I just told you, you have all this Panther, Panther's doing well, it went from $2 to $10, you take some profits, and then you buy gold and you buy silver and whatever you want, pay for your rent, I don't know. All that's up to you, but that should kind of cover the different strategies and options that not only Panther, but in general, all these swap tokens are going to provide for you. So hopefully you guys found that you got some knowledge out of there. Maybe hopefully it cleared some stuff up to where you can make sounder investments. I want to remind you to please use my referral link, especially if these videos are helping you out. It helps me out a lot. I do things like charity with those referrals, and I also give back to the community through giveaways. So I appreciate everybody for watching this video. Hopefully it can help, and I hope you guys have a good day.